Go to bigmancomics.com for the best in action adventure entertainment. Hey guys, Gabe Eltaeb here, bigmancomics.com. Go there for the best in action adventure. We still have Dean Cain All-American Lawman Volume 1. We have a few copies left of the first printing. Go there now, bigmancomics.com, and get yourself a copy. Everybody who's got it loves it, and you're going to want it even more after I'm done with this video. This is the race to the bottom. You guys have been seeing, I think 2024 is the year, hopefully, the DEI and woke gets fully exposed to the normies everywhere who are just kind of walking through life and, oh, what's the big deal? They don't care, and they just kind of watch it and they consume it and they don't know. But I think enough people have had enough of things being ruined. And let's start with this Concord game. Now, this has been big news, and I'm not a big gamer myself, not because I don't like them. I think video games are amazing. I just don't play them because I don't have any time. Turns out, writing and drawing comics and running your own publishing company takes a lot of your time. But if I could play video games more, I would. But I think video game art and video game concept art is some of the most beautiful art I've ever seen. I absolutely love it. That said, Concord is an unmitigated disaster, and it didn't need to be. So for those of you that don't know, I guess Sony put, this is what I read online, some of this could be wrong, like 8 years and rumored $200 million plus into this hero shooter that'd be an online game where you pick a character, and each character has different strengths and weaknesses and a cool design, hopefully. And anyway, this game did not last as long as some leftovers could last in your fridge. It came out and was taken offline as of September 6th. It'll be offline, taken off by Sony because literally only hundreds of people bought this game and played it. This is a AAA game. This is the highest of the high, the most money, the biggest budgets and all that. And it has utterly failed. And it has failed for one reason. A lot of people out there who are in denial, and they're left-leaning people in the games journalism space and all that, defending it, saying, oh, it took too long to develop, or it was $40, or people didn't always want to play online, or this genre is overcrowded with other games. That's a bunch of BS. If something is good, it will find an audience. You're not going to find anything excellent in the world. In a world where entertainment is the number one thing people love and crave. I mean, entertainment, I hate to say, I've said this to my wife for over a decade, entertainment is the religion of the day, unfortunately. But it is, that's just the truth of it. Most people, their life revolves around streaming TV shows, movies, and video games, and internet entertainment culture. And I have a lot of thoughts about that, and they're not great. But my point is, if this were anything good, it would not have been taken away in like less than a week or two. That's insane for something that had this big of a budget. And the main reason why is what you see behind you. These look at the one that was hiding behind me. I should jump like a jump scare because that thing was behind me. That is aggressively ugly. Intentionally and aggressively ugly, these designs. And why? Why do they do stuff like this? Why do these social justice warriors, why do these people continue to do this nonsense? It breaks down this simply. Communists, socialists, Marxists, feminists, all the leftists, the Lisa Simpsons of the universe, they're resentful people because they're ugly, they're losers, and they're entitled. So they have a cognitive dissonance in their head, right? They're a loser. They're like physically or mentally or emotionally ugly or all three. And they look at beautiful, successful people and they resent it. Why do you have that? I should have that. And it's like, you can just work for it. And I've talked about this stuff a million times, but that is what's going on here. If you wonder why such talented artists would be told to make such ugly things, because there's no doubt that these ugly, ugly characters are made with skill. The people that made these know how to draw, they know how to color, they know design, but this is intentional. This is like a trained chef burning the food and oversalting it on purpose. On purpose to be like, I bet you wouldn't eat oversalted burnt food. What are you, a bigot against burnt food? And that's what they do here because they're resentful. They see success, they see beauty, they see people who have contented lives. And instead of fixing their own life and being inspired by greatness, they're resentful by it. And that is the biggest loser's attitude you can have. When you see people that are better than you, you should be thrilled and happy. You should tell yourself, there's a pathway. Now I know how to get better. I go to the gym, I look at that guy or that girl with the physique I want, I'm going to go ask them questions. I'm going to put my tracing paper over their life and copy their work. That's how you succeed, guys. That's how you succeed. You look at what successful people did and you copy it. You don't steal their exact thing. You don't make your own Coca-Cola. But you say, hey, there's a market out there for refreshing drinks. Maybe I should develop one with the same methods these people did, right? So I was joking with someone on Twitter saying, if only we had the historical data of how a fun game with beautifully designed characters would do. If only we had the financial data to tell us. Now this, I generated this on Twitter or Grok. If you pay for Grok, like I do, but I actually get paid. I make more money from Twitter than I spend on it per month. You can use their image generation on their AI. So I wrote into it, said, make me a beautiful female warrior in sci-fi gear. She's standing in a hangar, and out the hangar we see a sci-fi planet and nebula. She has beautiful flowing hair and a beautiful face and a cool sci-fi pistol. That's all I said. I didn't say boobs and butts and nasty this, and I didn't say that. And where Grok sources all its information from is from tweets. That's one of the main things it's learned from. So it's a consensus of what most people think. It doesn't mean it's true. It's just a consensus of what the general opinion of humanity using Twitter is. So when I say beautiful woman, it's giving us what we all already know. So there's no reason that the artists of Concord, who are excellent artists, I'm sure, when you look at these horrible character designs, they're expertly drawn. That is undeniable. This big blue monstrosity behind me, it's expertly drawn, but it's a terrible design, and that's intentional. Now, why? I said it before. The people making this stuff, they're resentful. They hate successful people. This is the Guy Fieri. Do you know what a shibboleth is? In ancient Hebrew culture, the word shibboleth, it was very hard to pronounce that, and you could tell an outsider by having them say the word shibboleth. You know, I've read about this. You know, I could have some of that wrong, but that's the general idea. So it's like a litmus test. It's a do you know the secret handshake thing? Do you know what I mean? So what we're getting at here is why? Why are they making this stuff ugly? Why are they resentful? Well, the reason they're resentful is because they don't have any self-esteem and belief in themselves that they can actually do great things, and they're lazy and they're entitled. Now, where does that come from? It comes from the same thing I always tell you, the lack of fathers. We live in a society that destroyed the father as a force culturally about 100 years ago, but really destroyed it post-World War II and just emphasized Archie Bunker, Homer Simpson, all that ridiculing and denigration of the father and his ways. And the one thing the father does for you that's so important that your mother cannot do, mothers cannot do this. It violates the laws of nature and science. Mothers cannot do this for children, is give you the self-esteem to realize you can be better than you are. Mothers love you unconditionally. Fathers demand more of you. Think about it. Those of you that were lucky enough to have a father, because most of you didn't, and if you did have a dad in the house, many of them were weak. I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm just trying to be real. Because honesty is the only thing that's going to get us anywhere. Destroying the father destroyed people, men and women. It destroyed their sense that they could look at Tom Brady, the Super Bowl champion, and be like him. Instead, they point at him and call him a loser and all this and that because they feel bad in comparison to him. Deion Sanders, he's a Hall of Fame football player from the NFL. He's the coach at CU Boulder, the university there. He's the football coach. He had a great saying about haters and all that. He said, they don't boo nobodies. You'll notice people crap on the biggest, most successful stuff. You'll notice that, usually. And what that is that's resentment. They'll see a big, successful thing and then try and make fun of it and denigrate it because they're like, well, they're comparing themselves to that much higher successful thing. But if they say this successful thing is this huge successful thing and I'm better than it, well, then I'm great. And it's a cheap, easy lie that you can tell yourself so you can feel better about your station in life instead of actually having to do something about it. So again, Concord, colossal failure. Hundreds of millions of dollars down the drain. People at, I believe it was Firewalk Studios, losing their jobs. This is terrible. Because I've told you guys, I worked in-house for Warner Brothers. And most of the people working in the arts are pretty normal. They may be left-wing, they may be right-wing, but they're not extremist weirdos. They're not social justice warrior. But the social justice warrior, communist DEI people, part of their intentional stated plan, I've told you guys this before, is to get into the positions of management. That is what's wrong with all this entertainment is the workers, the artists, all them, they're pretty normal people. Some of them are left, but the management, way too many of them are left-wing, DEI, social justice. Okay, that's what, and the HR especially, and then who's in charge of hiring and firing, right? HR. And, and who's in charge of the culture at the company? Oh, you can't say that. You can't do this. The HR, right? So that's what's going on here. How do we turn? This is like trying to turn a cruise ship. How do we turn this around? Well, the way we turn it around is by starting our own at the root level. It's going to take a generation or two. I'm sorry. And you're going to have to commit to not paying for this stuff. And I don't mean to steal it. I mean, cancel Disney Plus, cancel Netflix, cancel Hulu. Do not buy games like Concord. Vote with your wallet. The one thing these companies don't have is a money printing press. They need our support. If we deny them our support, there goes their oxygen, and they will course correct. The problem with big video games is they're on a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year cycle to be made. So right now there are games out there that are just as woke as this blue nightmare behind me, or worse, and they're only in year 2 of a 5-year development cycle. Now maybe they can change, course correct, maybe they can. But hopefully things like Assassin's Creed Shadows and Star Wars Outlaws, hopefully they fail. Hopefully they fail, and the people, the DEI people, get rooted out of there. Hopefully culture can change. Because if not, it's the death of art and it's the death of culture. Politics is downstream from culture. If you want people voting to destroy your world, then give them entertainment like this that teaches them awful messages. Teaches them that family sucks, that patriotism sucks, that fathers and mothers and traditional things like kids and religion, that teaches them that all of that suck. If you give them entertainment like that long enough, they will vote accordingly. That's a big reason why you have the world you have now. If you want to support art that makes an impact in a positive way, that is uplifting and family themed and action adventure where men are men and women are gorgeous and beautiful and men are dashing and brave, then go to bigmancomics.com right now and get Dean Cain All-American Lawman, guys. Okay, I'm going to have more for you videos every Tuesday and Thursday. They're going to be posted, I think, at 8 or 9 a.m. Pacific, and I will talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow us on social media and go to bigmancomics.com.